All right. How are you? My name is Micah Harkless. I am a 21-year-old entrepreneur and just lifestyle guy. I love living life. I love living life on purpose. And I have tried to move away from the just informational or educational content because I don't really want to build a following off of just educational. Because I love entertainment as well. And I love entertaining people. But a lot of what I have to offer, I want to compare it and build it with edutainment, right? So educational and also entertainment. So I know this isn't as entertaining, but there's been a couple people on Instagram who have asked for how I'm breaking down my goals for this year because of all the goals I completed last year. So I have a post on Instagram that talks about everything that I did this year. Not everything I learned, but everything that I did. And it's a really long list of things that I wanted to do, goals, brand new things I couldn't have even imagined. I ran my first marathon on 6 weeks of prep. I won an award at the Texas Business Hall of Fame. I built 2 businesses. I did over it was over 100 projects or something like that, individual projects. Built a podcast that was super fun. Was featured on podcasts. There was a ton of things I did last year that I'm really excited about taking into 2025. So friends have asked. They said, "Wow, you completed a lot. How are you doing this yourself? How are you planning out your 2025 because of all the experience you have of last year?" So this video is how I'm planning that out, what my goals are, and how they're actually going to be achievable. So stick with it. This is probably going to be a 10-minute video, but this is going to provide value to one person, and that's all that matters. So it doesn't matter if this gets 100 views or 1,000 views. All that matters is that there's one person that this impacts, that they then create the goals for themselves, and they go accomplish them based on the steps that I give. So I know this is educational, but if you are not interested in educational content, straight educational, that's perfectly fine. That's not the direction of my channel, is for it to be straight educational. I have literally 10 trips this year. I'm moving to Hawaii in a week. A lot of what I do is going to be more entertainment focused. If you look at my vlog from the marathon, and more entertainment focused, more lifestyle, happy lifestyle, and then adding a little bit of educational stuff in there as just sharing my experience, my testimony. So we're talking about goals and how you're going to accomplish your goals, how I'm going to accomplish my goals. So let's get started. Okay, so let me quit this out. This will be the first time I've actually done anything quite like this. So I appreciate you for watching as I'm kind of figuring out this, but I know that educational content is best communicated through board and whiteboard. I feel like this is not on my face, is it? Most definitely not. We're gonna move this back a little bit. Let's see how we're gonna do this. We're actually gonna put this in this corner. This corner here. I hope this is good enough. Should be. Okay. I had to do a slight adjustment. I'm wearing these Birkenstocks because I'm breaking them in for Hawaii, but shoot. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when it comes to your goals for the year, the way that I approach goals for the year is that I hope it's not too quiet as well. It shouldn't be. Oh well, we'll raise the volume if it is. Okay, how I approach goals for the year. There's really, I feel like I'm just keep adjusting this. Okay. Is it too dark? Actually, it's kind of perfect. Ooh, it's really exposed right there. Oh well. Okay. As I'm approaching goals for this year, 2025 goals. Okay. My 2025 goals, I only have 5. I have 5 2025 goals. So this is how I base my goals. First step is that I figure out what my values are, right? Now, my own first step is that I figure out what my purpose is, and then I base my goals off of my purpose. So my purpose is to inspire others to be the best version of themselves. That's my purpose in life. That's what I truly believe it is. I used to think it was just helping young men masculinity, but it's been a lot broader as I've been able to inspire others. So 2025 goals are based off of how am I going to inspire others to be the best version of themselves. That does not mean that I am the best version of myself. It just means that I'm helping other people with becoming the best version of themselves based on my experience, not just on aspirational. So my two biggest goals for 2024 was to run a marathon and be financially independent. I accomplished both of those. I was able to quit my part-time job at In-N-Out Burger, flipping burgers, and I was able to do my business. Now, that was a stupid decision because I should have just stayed working at In-N-Out to make extra income, but I was prideful and wanted to just, have my business, whatever. But I technically did accomplish that goal, even though I learned the valuable lesson that it wasn't actually a good goal. My second big goal was to get a marathon, to do a marathon. And if you watched the video before this, I ran this marathon in 6 weeks of preparation because I was sitting in a cigar lounge and realized I didn't accomplish this goal yet, and I wanted to do that for this year. So I ran a lot and ended up getting a stress fracture, but I still did it, did the marathon anyways, and it was amazing. It was awesome. So as we're looking at goals for this year, base it off of your values, right? I would encourage you to have 4 or 5 values that are super important to you. So for me, all of my values start with F, surprisingly enough. It's faith, and it's in this order. Faith, family, fitness, finances, and film, right? So based on that order of importance is how much priority I put over different goals. That's how I run my life, is that I always have a goal that I'm working toward in one of these categories because those are all things that I prioritize a lot. Right? Those are who I want to be. I want to be a family man. I want to be a dad. I want to be a man of God. I want to be very in shape, right? Because I think it's sad to see a Christian man who doesn't take care of the temple of God, right? So, also my hair is a mess. I'm sorry. I just thought about that. I should have done my hair or did a hat or something, but that doesn't matter. So, 5 goals: faith. Faith is first. Faith, family, fitness, finances, and film. Okay, perfect. So, my goal for faith is I want to read the whole Bible. Now, I've done this before in the past. I just haven't done it in a really long time. I actually couldn't tell you the last time I read it. I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And I wasn't actually reading all of it, actually ingesting it and studying it. So this year, I really want to work on my faith. I want to work on reading the whole Bible. And obviously there's a lot more that goes into that. I want to have a stronger relationship with God. But the biggest goal that is a tangible goal is I want to read the whole Bible. Read the whole Bible. And that brings me to my next point. Bible. That brings me to my next point, is that your goals must be able to be accomplished easily. And it must be something that's within your power. So I used to have a goal that I wanted to reach 10,000 Instagram followers in a year. Okay, that's not a goal because you're not in control of that goal. That goal is motivated by your actions, but it's not actually a goal in the same way that I want to have a stronger relationship with God. That's my goal. It'll never happen, right? Because you have to make tangible steps. What is it? So obviously I want a better relationship with God, right? I want to be a better man of God. I want to make more of my decisions to be more aligned with what He wants me to do. So, but I know that just having a better relationship with God is so broad that at the end of the year, how will I know, what are my actual key performance indicators to tell me that I actually have a better relationship with God? Just how I feel? No. I want to know exactly what I've done this year to better my relationship with God and be able to say, I read the whole Bible this year and I didn't do that in 2024, and I feel that my relationship with God is stronger, and I can say that because of these actions that I did, serving more in church, doing these things. So, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Essentially, yeah, so faith, for me, my biggest goal with my faith this year is to read the whole Bible. I think that's pretty easy to do. In 365 days, there's people who do it in a whole month. So I think it's very realistic. Family, my big goal with family is that I want to create a family legacy video. A family legacy video. Okay, why do I want to create a family legacy video? I want to create a family legacy video because my friend Gabe Conti did that as well. Oh, he did that for his dad, and it was very powerful, and that's like a part of their testimony. It was cool, and I had never thought of that. So I bought my dad and my mom a book that says, "Tell me your story, Dad, and tell me your story, Mom." And they're going to write down for the next 6 months their stories that they remember, like good memories, all this stuff. And then I'm going to take those and pick out like the best questions, like these stories, and then video them, right? This is a family legacy video that I wish that I had of my grandparents. And sadly, both my grandfathers are dead. So like I don't have that, and I would like to have that. So that's my big goal for family, is to create a family legacy video. Now, I'm not someone who's just like 5 goals and then I'm done for the rest of the year. Like there's always a motivation behind these goals, right? Like obviously I want to be a dad. I don't know if I probably will not, but I will not be a dad this year. But I want to keep moving towards that, right? So there's still little goals in the ways that I progress my life, but the biggest goals of the year are the ones that I'm working towards, and then there's little goals that go into these, right? So those are like the big ones, and then there's rocks. Like these are the things that like I do every month that build up to this. So faith, read the whole Bible, has to be done by, December 1st or whatever, because then it's like there's more of a timeline on it instead of just waiting till the last minute like I did the marathon. Family, create a family legacy video. Again, this is within my control to get this done, right? So I bought, a $20 book for my parents. I said, please fill this out while I'm in Hawaii, while I'm serving, while I'm doing this stuff. Please fill this out, because when I come back, we're going to rent a studio and we're going to get like a full production going of like your story, your life. So let me make sure the camera's going. Yep, camera's going. We're at 9 minutes. This is going to be a longer video, but you're going to love it. I'm going to love seeing this later, so even if you don't watch it. So, family, create a family legacy video. That's really important to me. I have the gear to be able to do it, and it's 100% within my power. If I had just said, this year I want to grow closer to my family, like, that's so broad. And I just don't think that broad is how you accomplish that, because then you don't feel the happiness of actually accomplishing something. So, cool. Family, create a family legacy video. Fitness, I want to run a 50-mile race. Why do I want to run a 50-mile race? Because I like pushing my body to the limit. I like actually pushing my body, training for something, doing it with friends. I love that. So running a 50-mile race has its own little goals in there, because I'm not running a 50-mile race alone, so I have to also find people who like running long distance like that. How do I know this is possible? I ran a marathon on 6 weeks of prep last year. I know for a fact that I can run a 50-mile race, which is just 10 loops of 5, right, because you gamify it. I know that's completely possible. That's why it's in my goals for 2025. Run a 50-mile race. There's no time limit. It's just completion. Not really how quickly. It's just, can I complete this? And I want to prove myself right that I can. So, again, going back into make it like quantifiable, that you can actually do something like that, and then move forward to the next step, which is, how does this play into my purpose? How does this play into my values, right? Yeah, and if we go back to purpose, reading the whole Bible does inspire other people to read the whole Bible, right? And it inspires other people that possibly they want to, pursue a relationship with Jesus. Family, how does this inspire others? Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of stories that they want to tell, and they want to be carried on through generations, and they just don't have that. So this creating a family legacy video will inspire others to also create a family legacy video. I think it's really important. Fitness, running a 50-mile race. So there are only so many people who've run a marathon, and there are even fewer people who have run a 50-mile race or a 100-mile race, right? So what are the big things that I can do that inspire people to better their bodies, better their fitness, better their mental health? Running a 50-mile race is one of those. I want to do this year, and I'm going to be training for it all year. Probably will do it in the fall. So, run a 50-mile race. Okay, finances. I want to live in own apartment. Why does this matter to me? This matters to me because I want to have the freedom, live on my own. I've thankfully, after I left college, been able to move in with my parents for the past 6 months. They've been very generous to let me stay here while I'm building my businesses. And but as I go to Hawaii for 6 months and then come back, I would like to get into my own apartment to have that freedom. to also have a better space to be able to do videos and content creation and just kind of like my own space. That's really important to me. And it would give me a lot of freedom to be able to make more content, to be able to live on my own, right? I'm 21, like I want to be able to do that. That's really, really important to me, especially as I'm like looking for a wife and having a place that I can actually call my own that isn't just like my parents' house, right? And now I'm very grateful that they've let me live here, but again, I want to move on. So, finances, live in my own apartment. I know that's entirely possible because of the money that I made last year was technically enough for me to live in an apartment, but I also knew I was going to be coming to Hawaii, so it wouldn't really make sense to sign a year lease. But live in my own apartment, something that I would like to do. Cool, so finances, it's within my purpose because it inspires other people to move out of their parents' house. And it is a part of my values. It is finances. It's a goal that's achievable that I can do, that I know is possible. Film, my goal with film is to film a brand campaign. So I love photography campaign. There we go. Come on. Okay. My handwriting is terrible on the board. It's great when I'm journaling. But okay, so film a brand campaign. I want to film a brand campaign because I've done work for companies before. In a specifically brand, I want to do like 247 Represent. I have a list, but like 247 Represent, Nike obviously is a big one, Adidas, Under Armour. Like I want to do like an activewear lifestyle brand because I have a vision for what I want and what I want to see. I haven't done something like that yet. So, film a brand campaign. It inspires others. It's a part of my purpose because it inspires others, and it's a part of my values because I love film and I love creating. So, and I would rather create than consume. Okay, perfect. So as we kind of wrap up my goals, we'll then talk about how I would suggest you make your goals, which we've already kind of touched on. It's kind of the main central idea of this video, but I think it'd be helpful anyways for me to go back and look over all of it. So I made all of my goals based on my values, and my values are based on my purpose. So my purpose is to inspire others to become the best version of themselves. I've been searching for that for a long time and feel like I've really dialed in on what that is. My purpose is to inspire. I inspire. Okay. All of these are a part of my values that I grew up with. I had a really great family growing up. So like faith, family, fitness, finances, film, these are all really important things to me. They're important things when I'm looking for a job. They're important things when I'm building a business. So my values go into my purpose, and then I create 4 or 5 goals, right? If I were you, I would create 5 goals that are perfectly achievable, that you can do, and that are a continuance of who you already are. So people who are extremely out of shape, right? They'll create a goal for 2025, and they'll say, I'm going to go to the gym every single day in 2025, and they're going to burn out in 2 weeks. Why? Because they haven't been to the gym before. I would encourage you, go to the gym once a month, or go to the gym 3 times a week, or go to the gym every single Saturday, because now you're doing it 4 times more every month than you were previously. And that's progress, because it's better to be 1% better today, and 1% better tomorrow, and 1% better the day after, than for you to be 30% or 40% better tomorrow, and then you quit, and then you go back to 0, right? So building the tiny habits have built me up to the point that like I read my Bible fairly often and I journal a lot, right? So I know that reading the whole Bible is entirely within my power because I know how to prioritize my time for it, right? Because there's been periods of my life where I like am way more disciplined in reading my Bible. Now, right now, I'm not as much, right? So that's something that I need to work on, but it's also something that I've done in the past that I know how I work. Create a Family Legacy video is a continuance of what I'm already doing. I'm already making videos, right? I'm making YouTube videos. I have the camera gear. I have the microphones. I have the vision for it, right? So I have some experience to be able to do something like this. I've done corporate. I've done weddings. I've done a lot of stuff like that that's very sentimental that I'm able to then transfer into my own Harkless family, right? Run a 50-mile race. These are already things I'm doing, right? I'm already running. I just have never run 50 miles in a row before. So, like, I know that I can get into the habit of running and get in shape fairly quickly, right? So within 3 months, I can be running a half marathon every single weekend. Within 6 weeks, I was running a half marathon every weekend. So, actually, it was like 2 weeks, and then I'd run a half marathon. It was insane. So, I know that it's possible, right? I know that running a 50-mile race is possible, and I also know that it's going to take a lot more prep than just 6 weeks to run 50 miles. Live in my own apartment, I know it's entirely possible because it's a financial goal. And I have no problem making money. I have no problem starting a business. I have no problem knocking door to door for 8 hours a day. I've done it. It's whatever. I'm fine talking to people, obviously. But yeah, so finances, it's completely possible because of the money that I made last year. And then filming a brand campaign. Again, it goes back into family, right? These are both film goals. Family is family-centric, obviously. Film is filming a brand campaign. That could be paid, that could be unpaid. It's just some experience that I want to get, and I think would look really cool. Just in my story, is that I was 21 or 22, and I filmed a brand campaign, and it was awesome. And this is the video, and it's a 2-minute long video of all the pieces they're doing in the collection, and it's fun. So, I'm talking very fast, so if you need to slow it down, you can slow it down, but I hope that this makes sense to you. This is what I would do if I were you. Not exactly these, right? First, I would write down I would write down my purpose, if I know what it is. A lot of people, your purpose is really just to serve God. That's it. That's totally fine. Like, actually, that's totally fine. You don't have as much burden as I do, right? So if your purpose is to serve God, then all of your values are then filtered through that. So like, if your value is family, it probably is if you serve God. You value family, you value, I don't know, like there's a lot of different things, business or finances or whatever. Maybe you don't, right? Maybe you're like, you follow God, you don't value finances at all, and you just trust God for it. It's completely fine, right? Your values, your goals don't have to look like mine, because I'm an achiever and I'm also a futurist, so I think about the future a lot. But my 2025 goals, I hope this makes sense. If this doesn't make sense, leave a comment and I will respond to you in like a million paragraphs telling you how to do it. And then, yeah, so these are on a whiteboard. I also have a computer. So like I use Notion, and you probably can't see this, but let me like zoom up here for you. Let's see if we can get, okay, cool. So I have this Notion template that I've been putting together that is like all of my goals up here, and then my life, so all the lifestyle, personal brand, finances, rhythms, missions, purpose, and visioning, all of my like little links and stuff to like my projects I'm doing, and my systematic operational procedures, and timesheet, and proposals, and pricing, collaborations, personal brand, goals, and all of that goes into this, and then I have like my daily habits, this month's achievable goals, entrepreneurial operating system. So this is how I manage my life, right? And so because of that, I can just input what I'm doing into there, like my monthly goals and weekly goals and all that stuff, and it will help me stay organized to be able to take the next step, right? Because every single day I need to be working towards these goals. If these are actually my goals, and goals are what's driving my life, right? Goals are what's driving my progress in life. Because my goals are inspiring others, and I'm making YouTube videos about my goals and about habits and about rhythms and about just me progressing in my life as a 21-year-old who's still figuring it out. So this is entirely unscripted, and I've been yapping for a while, so I appreciate you for watching. That's really all I have for you when it comes to goals. I hope this helps. I hope this like makes sense. And this is very educational. So trust me, like this is not necessarily the direction I want to go, where it's just educational, but it was something I felt like I should share as it's the second day of January in 2025. But I appreciate you for watching, and the next video that comes out will most likely be in Hawaii. So I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope this helps somebody. If this did help you, I would appreciate if you left a comment. If this did not help you, please also leave a comment so I can maybe clarify something for you. And then I'm not going to ask you for a like. I'm just going to ask, if you did not like this video, please dislike it so that I know that you don't like it. So yeah, if you did like it, obviously if you would like to leave a like, you can. It doesn't really make much of a difference in the algorithm. But if you did not like this video, please dislike it, because I want to know that this was a stupid video. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Bye bye.